this week's edition of the One Shining Moment podcast, the show where we unite the heroes on the field with the heroes on the front lines of the COVID-19 pandemic. I know we've only done 2 episodes so far, but trust me when I say this 3rd episode is unlike anything I've ever done before, and it's unlike any other episode, podcast, show you have ever heard before. My guests this week are Brent Rogers, a volunteer turned employee with Feeding Northeast Florida. We'll also be joined by pro golfer Sam Saunders. You may recognize Sam's name from the PGA and Korn Ferry Tours. He is also the grandson of the legendary Arnold Palmer. If you've ever remotely thought about golfing in some form or fashion in the Jacksonville area, then trust me when I say this is the podcast and the episode for you. Let's get right to it. This week's One Shining Moment. It is now my honor to be joined by Brent Rogers, a volunteer with Feeding Northeast Florida. Brent, thanks so much for joining us here today.
It's great to be here. Thanks for calling.
Just tell us a little bit about yourself, Brent. How did you come to be so involved in Feeding Northeast Florida, especially during this trying time?
Well, I found myself out of work for about a year and a half, and kind of early retirement, I guess you would call it. And, with the sitting around with, you can only play so much golf and tennis. And then the coronavirus hit, and a good friend runs the food bank down there. And I called her up, and she said, "Oh, yeah, we can always use help." So I started volunteering a day or 2 a week. And about a month in, things got really hectic down there as the virus, took hold. And they said, "Hey, can you fill the need? We have some of the folks that were delivering meals couldn't do it anymore." And they asked if I would take over that role. And I said, "Sure, whatever." So we ended up moving from the voluntary side to the payroll side. But it's been great. It's been very rewarding and incredible to see what they're doing down there and on such short notice. It's quite impressive.
How has the role of Feeding Northeast Florida changed over these last 3-4 months?
Well, again, I'm new at it here, only a few months in, but from what I've learned, they tend to the needs of a lot of people. And then to throw this segment in, this is what we're doing here. The Food Project is to help some of the mostly seniors that are having a hard time getting out during this lockdown. Boy, they got that up to speed really good, and it's incredible to see the work they're doing and how quick they can adjust on the fly.
So what's a day in the life for you as now on the payroll side, so as a member of Feeding Northeast Florida?
Right. So now it's more of getting the meals in the voluntary side. When I was volunteering, we were, getting the product together so they can be packaged and gotten out. Here, everything's all packaged. Mostly the frozen meals that have been made by these restaurants that have been shut down for folks. They have to get those out, and there's incredible amounts of big trucks taking to, different counties and what have you, but some of the smaller needs around require, a little smaller trucks to get in and out. So they've got me doing that. So I'll show up and they'll have the product out, ready to go out of the coolers, and we'll load it up and get on our way.
I'm sure you don't necessarily deliver directly to the seniors themselves, but what is that emotionally like when you bring that food to these people in need?
Right. It is a warm feeling. That's kind of what got me started in the whole thing, trying to do something for somebody rather than sitting around here, thinking about my world and where I'm at in the problem. We actually do, we're not supposed to engage with them because obviously we're trying to keep, help them in any way. So we don't want to be close, but there are times when they are in the vicinity, and we've gotten a lot of thank yous and, smiles and what have you. They are very grateful. It's a great feeling, to know that you're doing some good, gets you out of yourself and helping somebody else. Well, be careful what you volunteer for.
Because you'll end up making it a full-time gig.
Right. Well, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Well, we appreciate what you do, Brent, but I'm also still glad that you're also finding time for yourself during this trying time. I understand you're a pretty big golfer. How long have you been golfing?
Oh, wow. I've been my whole life. My job in high school, and I just turned 62, was parking golf carts. And so I've been doing it my whole life. I'm not sure that I've improved that much over the years, but nobody enjoys it more than I do. Golf is a big thing, In fact, it was one of the things we could still do when the gym shut down, when the tennis court shut down. There was a lot of restrictions, but we could at least golf and walk the 18 holes. So we were getting our exercise. We were getting some relief, and I'm very fortunate. Yeah, golf's a big thing in my life. Now tennis is open, so we're getting that back, and it looks like the gyms may be shortly behind. So we'll all be careful, and maybe we'll get back to normal one day.
Are you big into watching golf and tennis on TV?
I was at TPC when they closed it down. Fortunately, I got there the first day, and it was a beautiful day, great golf, and yeah, I love it. Watched a little this weekend now that they're getting it back on TV some. So yeah, I do love it.
Are you like a stat nerd? Like, do you know all the golfers, or how would you describe yourself?
Well, yeah, we play close attention, and my wife's hooked now too, so she's yelling at the TV as much as I am, and she, yeah, we love to keep up with the guys, and obviously some of the ones that are closer to home. We have a couple at our club that are members, so we're obviously pulling for them and keep a close eye on what they're doing weekly. Yeah, it's great. It's having one of my buddies who works at TPC, so I get the first hand on a lot what goes down and out there and who's doing what. Yeah, it's great. I love it. Big part of my life.
It's funny you mention the local guys in Atlantic Beach and that neck of the woods. I'm actually going to bring someone into the call. I'm curious if you know them.
I think I've got an idea who it might be.
Yeah? Hey, Sam, how's it going? You want to turn that video on?
Yep.
That's who I was referring to.
Oh, hey, Brent.
Hey, buddy.
How you doing, man?
I'm good. I wasn't going to call you out because I didn't know if they wanted names, but doing well, doing well.
Please don't tell me you two know each other already.
Well, we may have run into each other at Atlantic Beach, maybe.
Yeah. In fact, we probably don't live 10 blocks from each other.
Yeah, that's right. Pretty
Sam's
awesome
a busy
spot.
guy. Sam's a busy guy. We try not to bother him when he's out there working hard on the range, but he's always cordial and a good member to have.
Well, this is a first in One Shining Moment history, but hey, I'm glad we could bring two buddies together that don't necessarily get to talk all the time.
Yeah. Thanks for that.
Well, Brent, I just think it's so cool what you've done, man. I mean, it's so many people have been hit a lot harder than maybe you or I have been, and consider ourselves lucky to be, living life as normally as we are right now. But I think to take the initiative like you did on your own is just something that I have so much respect for, and I think it's really awesome. So, proud to say I know you, and proud to see someone from our community doing so many great things.
Well, thanks, Sam. Yeah, it means a lot. I'm not doing it for the accolades. There are a lot of people that are hurting, and it puts it all in perspective when you realize folks aren't eating,
Yep.
and here we're out playing golf. So, yeah, it's been rewarding. It's been eye-opening, and yeah, I'm glad to do it. That's why when Susie asked if I'd keep going, I didn't hesitate.
It's great.
So now both you guys are members at Atlantic Beach Golf Club, but I understand that Sam may have a record of some sort there. Is it true you shot a 59? Is that really true?
It is, and it's fortunately there's no oh well, did you do it the right way? Because it was actually in the first round of the Web.com Tour Championship that used to be here at Atlantic Beach Country Club. So it was a special day, and the fact that I live right around the corner from the golf course, and it is my home course here, made it just that much cooler. So I hope that one stands for a long time. I don't know that I got any better than that.
Yeah, hard to do. Going to be hard to beat that, and especially as he said, it was in tournament play. So of course, this is not a country club friendly golf course to begin with, and they set it up as tough as they could, stretch it out as far as they could, and Sam was he was all over it that day.
Were you there that day, Brent?
I was not, but we were, as I told you, I was actually playing golf with some friends in North Carolina and had it on the TV. And, you know, pointing out everything about the course. You know, it's my home course to them. And then here's Sam. I'm telling him Sam's my neighbor. And here he is lighting it up. It was quite a day. Yeah.
Well, since, you know, like I said, this is a first in One Shining Moment history. Usually it is supposed to be a surprise. They don't know each other. So usually I'm hoping that you guys can kind of interview each other. But since we're all friends here, let's talk some golf trivia and let's talk some favorite golf memories. We'll start with that. I know you two are biased and Atlantic Beach Country Club is your home course, but is there a couple other courses maybe in Jacksonville that are your favorites?
Well,
Go ahead,
you know,
Brent.
okay. There's a lot of good golf in Jackson. It's why I think one reason why a lot of the pros end up here. There's a lot of good golf. San Pablo's great. You know, TPC, there's the Valley course. There's so much good golf down there. But yeah, a lot of the clubs around. I've been here 35 years now. I've got to play a lot of the clubs, and you know, this is Golf Central here in North Florida, and we're proud of it. We're partial. Our club is we kept it from the way of the bulldozer and what am I trying to say? You know,
repurposed a place that, you know, was going to be
refurbished and
developed.
resurrected it, and we're very proud of it. And I think it's made us better golfers because it's tough. But I didn't really know it was Sam. I got to be honest. I knew Billy Horsell had done some work with the food bank, and so I thought that's who it might be. So it's really good to see Sam's face out there. We think the world of it.
It's good to see you, Brent. And you know, talking about golf up here, as a kid, I grew up coming up and playing in junior golf tournaments at TPC Sawgrass. I remember I won one of my biggest junior tournaments as a 16-year-old right there on the stadium course, and played golf all over the state of Florida. But now living here, I just, Atlantic Beach Country Club, for me as a PGA Tour player, to be able to play a family country club that has it all, but to play a course that has basically tournament, I mean, these are PGA Tour tournament conditions on the weekend, day in, day out, which people can't comprehend how hard that is to accomplish. So it's just, they do such a good job there. Chesley Scott, our head super, is a magician. I mean, I can't sing his praises enough. And, you know, just getting to play all the, I also love going to the public golf courses in the area. I go play Blue Sky, I play Hidden Hills, and of course, Jack's Beach Golf Club is one of my favorites. I mean, that is, to me, a place like that grows the game of golf more than anything, because anybody can go out there and play 18 holes for $35, and it's you know, the course is always in great shape, and
oh yeah,
it's really, it makes me feel great about the game of golf and the future of the game of golf when I go play, you know, those public golf courses like that, and you see people who are there just because they love the game, and it's awesome. I love it.
I said to Brent, I know he's got a tee time in a little bit, and and it's inspiring me because I was debating, because I went out to Jack's Beach and I played there last Thursday, and so I was like, am I going to go out today? And then I'm looking at that forecast, and I'm like, I see some rain in the afternoon. I'm not sure what we're going to do, but yes, that was my first time out at Jack's Beach Country Club. Brent, would you put that in your best courses in Jacksonville?
Oh, as Sam said, you know, they've recently redid it. And while we were down, you know, working the greens and what have you, we played out there a lot. And it is an incredible course, and probably one of the best public courses in Northeast Florida. They've done an excellent job. The greens are, you know, comparable to any in the area. And it gets a lot of use, and they do a great job of keeping it up to speed. And oh yeah, it's one of the tops here at the beach. We're very fortunate, as I say, to have a lot of good golf right here close to us.
Well, you guys mentioned TPC, so let's do a little trivia while we're at it. We're all some golf aficionados here. We're going to start with this one. Who of the following has never won the Players? Ricky Fowler, Jordan Spieth, Rory McIlroy, Phil Mickelson.
Phil.
Jordan Spieth Jordan Spieth.
Spieth, yeah, right. Yep.
Correct.
That's
now,
right.
here's another one. Of the remaining three, so that's Ricky, Rory, and Phil, who won in a playoff?
You want it, Brent?
Yeah. Ricky Fowler.
That's right. Who did he beat? Who did he beat in that playoff?
He well, I think Sergio was in it, and then I don't know if it was. Weren't there three of them, and then second time around somebody dropped out.
Paul Goydos. Was Paul Goydos in it? I think. Maybe? Yeah. This is fun. You're bringing back memories for us.
Right, and at my age, that's really hard to remember where I left the car keys this morning.
I hear you.
What it's all about. All right, here's another one. Who are the 3 active players that are 1 win away from the career Grand Slam? There are 3 current active players.
I got Rory McIlroy, Phil Mickelson.
Mm-hmm.
Has Sergio won them all?
Mm-mm.
No.
Sergio has won the PGA, the Masters, and that's it. No, he didn't win.
We're not kept.
He hasn't won the British or a U.S. Open. I'm struggling on the third one. Dustin Johnson?
Mm-mm.
No, Brooks has won the PGA, the U.S. Open. Not a no. I don't know.
Not sure.
Guy we already mentioned, Jordan Spieth.
Oh,
Spieth.
God.
Oh, wow.
He's so young. I can't even believe I forget how much he accomplished at such a young age. It's crazy to me.
Right, yeah.
It's crazy because he accomplished those first 3 by the time he was 25.
It's nuts. And, unfortunately, I think maybe what isn't at the forefront of our minds at the exact moment because, he hasn't people call, he's done poorly. He hasn't played up to that incredible mark that he set at such a young age, but he's on the way back. I wouldn't be surprised to see him start winning majors again soon.
That's the problem when you set the bar so high or so early.
That's right.
Now, Sam, for you, I know you were kind of on the road to recovery. How's your PGA Tour? I know we got Korn Ferry Tour coming in. Where are you standing heading into June?
Yeah, well, this is the healthiest I've ever been in my life. And in some ways, this has been a real positive for me. Not only I broke my collarbone back in August, which unfortunately didn't allow me to go play in the Korn Ferry finals and get my PGA Tour card back. So kind of playing on medical status right now, but giving me the time to really get healthy and strong. So excited to get back. And I am going to be playing at the Korn Ferry event at TPC Dyes Valley course, which I'm super excited about. That was actually the first course where they had the Web.com Tour Championship back in 2015, and I earned my PGA Tour card for the first time through that event here. So it's a lot of good memories there for me, and really excited to get back to competing and playing a tournament right here in my hometown.
And I know, obviously, unfortunately, Brent and a lot of the fans won't be able to go, but what are you hearing from, because those first few weeks at least will be fanless. What are you hearing, though, from some of the other guys on both the Korn Ferry and the PGA Tour as you guys do get set to begin play again?
Well, we're all excited. We're all, I think, a little nervous that the PGA Tour has done an incredible job, and obviously the Korn Ferry Tour, we all fall under the same umbrella. They've done an incredible job of kind of outlining it for us as to what it's going to look like. And I really think we're going to try to set an example in golf as to, the best way to move forward with our sports in doing it in a safe way that, is publicly accepted, whether it's on TV or if at some point there will be spectators to be allowed. And I know the first 6 events right now are scheduled to be fanless, but I do think they're going to make great efforts to have all of it televised, including the Korn Ferry event here. I don't think I'm blowing some big secret, but I think they're going to try to have the Korn Ferry event here televised, and obviously all the PGA Tour events will be televised. So even though fans won't be able to be there, they'll be able to watch and hopefully enjoy watching us compete again. And I know we're going to be doing it in a really, a safe, acceptable way, per the new standard of the world right now.
Brent, is there an upcoming event you're most excited to watch?
Oh my! Just to see it back on TV again was great. We really look forward to TPC every year, and got a little shortchanged this year. But no, I would love to see. We were hoping for football and everything. To get back to normal, and the sooner the better. I think as a big sports town, I'll testify that Sam's been working hard at rehabbing everything. He bangs a lot of balls out there. amazes us. We watch him from a distance, even though he doesn't know it, but we're studying every move he makes.
Well, it's you gotta earn it. You gotta get those calluses on your hands again. And
yeah.
Unfortunately, when you try to get better, you gotta erase years of muscle memory. So the only way to do that is just thousands and thousands of golf balls. So it's a fun chase, something you never perfect, but always trying to get better at it.
And that's why we keep trying. You hit that one shot that keeps you coming back, and who knows.
That's it.
Now, besides golf, Sam, obviously your family very involved with feeding Northeast Florida, Feeding America. Can you tell us a little bit about what the Arnold and Winnie Palmer Foundation is doing?
Yeah, it's really cool that Brent's been doing this, because the Arnold and Winnie Palmer Foundation down in Orlando, this year we were fortunate enough to be able to host the Arnold Palmer Invitational, our PGA Tour event, which obviously raises so much money for our local charities and for our foundation. But so many events haven't been able to do that. So the Arnold and Winnie Palmer Foundation has teamed up with Feeding America and Donors Choose to provide help for a lot of these tournaments and towns that weren't able to host their event. So we feel like it's kind of our job, and we owe it to these other events that couldn't be competed, because those local charities, they count on those events. They bring in so much money and so much revenue to help grow and to help the local community. So it's really I'm so proud of what the foundation has done, and to try to help out these other towns that are just not being able to host these events right now. So it's a great connection here with Brent and what he's doing locally, and it's a really cool thing to see people helping out.
So since this is One Shining Moment, we do a segment at the end called The Road to the Final Four. So typically with our golf interviewees, I ask for your final four of golfers all time, but since we're all in Jacksonville here, I know Sam kind of hit on it already. Can you give me your personal top four of golf courses here in Northeast Florida? So we'll include St. Johns County. It's allowed. Here in Northeast Florida, what are your favorite four courses?
Well, Pablo Creek for me, as well as the TPC. I tell you, White Oak's fun out there. It's just different. It's unique. Fun to play. And let's see, I'd be lying if I didn't say we're very proud of our course, and we love playing. It's very unique to be, a few blocks from the beach and have, such, we have towering oaks and all kinds of wildlife. It's a great course. So those are probably my four right now.
I like it. I'm gonna go with you on Pablo Creek. Love that golf course. Just a pleasure to go out there and play. I'm gonna throw a curveball. I'm gonna say TPC, but I'm gonna say the Valley course.
Course, yeah.
I've actually always liked the Valley course more than the Stadium personally. And then I'm gonna go Atlantic Beach Country Club right here. Love it. And I actually really like going over and playing Timuquana over on the river there. It's an old original Donald Ross, right? Yeah. And just a great place. So those are it. I mean, that's what's so great. Like you said, we've got so many awesome golf courses here, and I haven't played White Oak, and there's still some good ones I've got to get to.
And we've got some awesome golfers, and both at the professional and the amateur ranks, and some great people like both of you. So I really appreciate you both taking the time today to join us in the One Shining Moment series. Do we need to talk a little smack talk before you both head out to the links right now, or we talk strategy? Did either of you already get out there this morning?
No, I'm changing hats though.
Oh, all right. He's ready to go. I got my Callaway hat. I'm headed to TPC today to play, and I just got done a little workout this morning, so I haven't gotten to the golf course yet.
Yeah, I got a little exercise early. Now it's time to get serious. It would be tough catching Sam, but we're all trying.
My thanks again to both Brent and Sam for joining me. And thank you, Brent and Sam, for all you've done with feeding Northeast Florida and helping our community here on the First Coast. Some quick notes before we go. I know Sam alluded to the Arnold and Winnie Palmer's Foundation's involvement with Feeding Northeast Florida and Feeding America. that falls under the hashtag Like Arnie campaign that the foundation recently launched. So if you're interested in getting more involved with that, be sure to search hashtag Like Arnie on social media. As many of you may remember, when the Players' Championship was canceled after its lone first round of this year's tournament, Feeding Northeast Florida and Billy Horschel, who of course Brent mentioned a little bit earlier in the show, immediately stepped in to help. They were able to donate food from the players, ranging from catered food that was in the clubhouse to food that was being sold out on the course. That turned into 22 tons of food total, valued at $700,000. Yes, all of that food was distributed to 160 different social service agencies and programs across our area. Wow. If you'd like to be like Brent and get involved with Feeding Northeast Florida, you can visit their website, feedingnefl.org. That does it for this week's edition of the One Shining Moment podcast. As always, if you know of a hero, be sure to let me know at Mia O'Brien TV or MO'Brien1 at firstcoastnews.com. I've also had plenty of viewers sound off about some cool One Shining moments of their own. If you're interested in hearing some of those stories, be sure to send me those as well. Until next week, stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll catch you later.